think what everyone needs to remember is what Robin and I were talking about earlier, the brutality of what actually happened that night. And everything that Meredith must have felt that night, everything that she went through, the fear and the terror and not knowing why. And she didn't deserve that. No one deserves that. But she's been here for 2 months, and you know, she loved this place. It's a beautiful city. Even being here now, it's nice to be here, but it's very difficult to understand what happened that night without knowing the truth, and that's what we need to find.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, I was saying before, I think it's difficult to sort of speak of forgiveness at this point. As I say, 4 years on the one hand is a very long time. On the other, it's not. You know, it's still very, very raw. And as Stephanie was just saying, because of the sort of hype around the case, the defendants involved in that, not only is just the fact that Meredith been forgotten, but as Steph says, you know, the actual brutality of it. You know, I believe the photographs were shown in court this or last week. I think there were some accusations of that perhaps being sensationalist, but really, you know, that was in part just to sort of reinforce, as we sort of say, how horrific that really was. And you know, I think if you had it up here now, we were all looking at that, I think, you know, every one of you would find it quite hard to forgive the person who did that to your sibling or daughter, really. So, you know, as I said before, back in the last conviction, whilst we, you know, as I say, pressed for it and got the conviction that we were looking for, I think it wasn't, as we said at the time, it wasn't a case of celebrating that. You know, as I stated at the time, there were 3 people, young people, all involved in this who, at the end of the day, are having their lives to an extent taken away as well. So I think it's hard to sort of balance forgiveness and compassion as well. So I'm not sure if we'll be looking forgiveness for a while, really. Which is obviously both girls and similar age. But yeah, you know, I think we perhaps feel it the most when we sort of meet up for things like her birthday and Christmas, which are obviously sort of a couple of months off now, and her absence is huge, really.
I have no idea why. Reasons for that I couldn't even begin to understand. Daisy was such a lovely girl, a great friend to everyone that she knew. She helped everyone out. She'd be rushing around to make sure she could get to everyone's birthday or dinner or anything that she needed to help them with, as well as doing all of her own things. So she was always there for everyone. I can't think of any reason why. In terms of the truth, the evidence is obviously there. The police and the judges and the jury all have that. So we trust in them, and we just have to wait until this evening to see if something happens.
Somebody tell me Amanda Knox in the colour supplement in her first year, and they said at the end of the article it said, I think that it happened to Meredith because she was all that they weren't. So I think that maybe might have summed up.
Thank you. May I ask you, as a family, what you would feel would be justice for Meredith? You believed in the original evidence. Do you feel that these appeals should be dismissed? What would be justice for your daughter, for your sister?
I think you still have to go by the evidence because there is nothing else. I mean, what I want, what they want, doesn't come into it. It is what the police have found, what the science has found, what the evidence is. And if that's all you can go on.
You believed in the original conviction, though?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
You believed, as a family, you believed the original conviction was good and that you should stick with that evidence, did you not?
Well, I have to in a way, because that's the only evidence that we have up to this moment, you know.
We were satisfied with that last time. Nothing's changed since then. It's still exactly the same. they're obviously entitled to their appeals. That's how the Italian justice system works. Someone asked earlier if we thought it was a good system. Yes, we absolutely do. Everyone is entitled to their fair trial. But if that's what it states and that's what is said there, then that's what we all have to believe, because only those people there that night will ever really know what happened until someone actually comes forward and says, yes, I did it, and this is what happened.
Then comes a point where obviously it's difficult for our legal team who work very hard and do a lot of good work out here to be constantly battling against what's essentially a large PR machine, for want of a better term. So, you know, as much as we obviously want to keep quiet about things, I think it is important when we can, you know, to sort of make sure the message and importance of Meredith isn't forgotten amongst all this, really.
They decide today based purely on what the information available to them, and they don't look into, you know, as we were just discussing, the media hype. Then justice will hopefully be found, but whichever way that may be, we'll have to deal with that this evening. But for now, we just have to wait and see.